y'all ready?
Ready.
All right, good morning to everybody. We have a full house today. It's always nice to have a lot of people in here, I guess. So we're here today, Monday, March the 23rd, 2026, 9 a.m. Gonzales County Commissioners Court will now be in session. The first thing we're going to do is we had a slight oversight this week that we did not get Ms. Novosad on the actual agenda item. So we're going to do the proclamation in the public comment. So this is for Child Prevention Month. And the Norman's House Director, I'm going to ask if you would mind reading this for us.
Okay,
okay, so if you want to just go ahead and give the brief everything, and then we can go into that.
Okay. Thank y'all for having us today during the public comment section. So I am the Executive Director of Norman's House, Deanne Novosad. And in 2025, we served over 480 children who have been a victim of a crime. Usually that's child abuse or neglect. And April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, so we always appreciate you, the court, signing a proclamation that declares April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. So I'll go ahead and read it, and then if y'all have any questions, please let me know. So proclamation, Gonzales County Judge Patrick C. Davis. Whereas in fiscal year 2025, over 289,000 reports alleging abuse or neglect of Texas children were received, and over 227,000 reports were assigned for investigation. Approximately 55,000 Texas children were confirmed victims, and 124 children died due to abuse or neglect. In Gonzales County, 242 children were designated victims of abuse or neglect, and 36 children resided in foster care. That's 36 children of Gonzales County. Whereas child abuse and neglect is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community, and finding solutions requires action from the entire community. Whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships among agencies, schools, religious organizations, law enforcement agencies, youth service organizations, and the business community. And whereas everyone in the community should become more aware of child abuse prevention and consider helping parents raise their children in a safe, strong, nurturing environment. Whereas prevention remains the best defense for our children and families. Now therefore, I, Patrick C. Davis, County Judge of Gonzales County, and in such capacity, I guess you can read that part.
You're good.
So anyway, thank you very much for your consideration. We have several people and agencies here today that we all work together in trying to protect the children of Gonzales County. And I would like for them to stand as well as you make the declaration.
Yes, and if any of y'all would like to add anything in public comment, please do so.
Hi, good morning, Commissioner. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Cynthia Ramirez. I'm the Community Liaison for SGRC Texas Belong. And like Leanne mentioned, we do have 36. In 2025, we did service 36 children in foster care from Gonzales County. So we appreciate the county commissioner's support. It does take a village to work around these children, to work with these families and have our prevention to prevent them from coming in foster care. We appreciate the collaboration here in Gonzales with Norma's House, the Gonzales Child Welfare Board, Golden Crescent CASA, and the community, the Ministerial Alliance. You know, we have some good people here in Gonzales, and we appreciate their support working with children in foster care.
Would anybody else like to say anything? I know y'all need a photograph, so everybody, we're going to go ahead and come up here and we'll get that done. Y'all want to stand on that seat back there, huh?
Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Thank y'all very much.
You bet. And
Do y'all share?
we'll get, for Liz to make a copy of this for us, and then I can have the original,
Okay, great.
and then we'll roll from there. All right, so then what we'll move to is we have Commissioner Roy Staton that wants to address in public comment.
Actually, I just wanted to, Pat, I was gonna put this on the agenda, but the update on the towers and where we're at and where we need to be, because I hadn't heard anything about it, but I know I've had a few people ask me about it, if we could give us some input on that, or,
I can't do it in public comment, though.
okay.
But
But later on, if you can do that.
I will give you all the information you need. I can just tell you everything is moving. All right, and then let's see here. Move to the consent agenda. The following may be acted upon in one motion. The commissioner, the county judge, or citizen may request items to be pulled for separate discussion and/or action. Has everybody had an opportunity to go over the consent agenda? Does anybody have any questions or discussion on any of the items? Hey, Sean, I think we have one question on that number 10, that E995 ending for the GLO. That is just a, that's part of the same thing on that. Which one is that one? That's the, that water line one. That's what. Okay, that's what I was making sure.
We're
That's
just
the one.
putting that on there so when we receive the money that we can give.
Got you. And then the number 11 is pertaining to the tower, so I guess we're here. Yeah, there, I guess I can go ahead and talk about it now since it's not in public comment. Been having some meetings. If any of y'all would like to sit in on those meetings, you can feel free to do so. It's once a month where we discuss that. Everything is moving along. They're fixing to start the construction of the towers. I have talked to the city in reference to no charges for building permits or anything else to build it, since they are benefiting through the deal, so they're going to waive that. And I do believe Welder is also going to waive the fees over there. Got a hold of GVC in order to get power to the one in Belmont, and then we're also going to have to get through the city of Welder for the one in Welder, which that is all in process. The rest of them already have. The tower that is going to go on 532, we found out that it is in a migratory bird, which I had no idea come through here, and I asked what the bird was, and it's some type of a snipe. Now, I know some of y'all might have been snipe hunting in the past, and we've never seen any of those birds. But they're going to have to put on the guide wires, and it's going to be covered through the grant. It's not going to cost anything, but they're going to have to put on the guide wires a bird, I guess it's a bird ball to keep birds from landing on it.
Right.
But I have never seen any of those snipes, dude. Have you?
Yeah.
You have? Okay, so. Anyway, so that was that, and the, everything is moving along. Kristen and I have sent the deal for Pushpa. We are waiting for the ILA to come back on that. The one in Smiley, they already have the equipment to go on it. They're working on figuring out when they're going to be able to do it. The other tower, also in 532, has several different VHF repeaters that are going to go on it, because all of our 5 repeaters from the Golden Crescent are going to go on all of our towers that we have. And then we have also, the school does have a repeater that's on the 532 one, which they been visiting with Gene on that in order to move that over. They're going to build the other tower there, and once it's constructed, the old tower will come down. So yes, if you got
Belmont's gonna have to have power too, right?
Belmont's got to have power, yes.
Okay.
Well, the power's there, we just gotta, I guess the only thing, I don't know, I haven't really been out there to see where the nearest pole is that will come off of to go power to it. You may know more about that.
Resistant towers there, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Do they have a completion date on the tower?
They're saying September.
Is that the deadline on that, or?
No, I think the deadline goes into just the first part of next year.
I thought it went into October, all of September, right? Didn't that date tell us?
For next year or this year, you're saying? No, I think it goes to,
When does it go, Court?
She wanted us to have, remember, she said that the retire was gonna take like 3 months. So she was like, don't try to get it done like September the latest. So they made sure that all the paperwork got done, because right now they want extending grants.
right. I know the GLO is good with everything that's happening, so they're the ones that are funding the project, so they haven't said anything. Only thing that they've asked was to get the electrical part for everything, and we've got that rolling, so GLO's good with everything right now.
I know they told us at that meeting that day that they weren't going to give any extension, so I was just kind of concerned about that.
All right.
Good on that.
Don't have any more questions? I move we approve the consent agenda items as listed.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda items as listed. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right. Motion carries. We'll move to deliberate and consider action on the following items. We have 13, have an update from Jimmy Harless regarding the drought condition and burn ban status. And I know it's not good. Except for Smiley, there's a couple of spots in the Smiley-Nixon area somebody's doing right.
590 is what our KVDI sits at. So we're right there in the borderline. Southern part of the county got a little more rain than the northern part did. I'm sure Commissioner Boatright was happy about that.
He brags about it.
Yeah, they always do.
We're kind of borderline. Don't have anything in the immediate 5 to 7 day forecast, a slight chance of rain, but nothing. We are expected to turn into a little wetter period in the future, but you know how that goes. I don't know, 590's kind of iffy. Right there at that threshold where we're looking at 600. I know Bastrop had some fire spot this morning in the state park there. So right now we're issuing permits for really just land clearing and commercial stuff. We have not had any significant response requirements, anything that was done. We do get these little spot fires along the road, but that's pretty common. And our volunteers and City of Gonzales get on it pretty quick. So they've done really well.
Leave it as it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion to keep the burn ban back on. Second that motion.
With the permit still like.
Right. Yeah, the agricultural,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
All right, a motion and a second to keep the burn ban on and also continue with the burn ban permits for land clearing for agriculture. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We'll move to number 14. Approve proclamation declaring April 26 as National Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, Driving Hearts Crisis Center. Do we have any representatives here on that? Okay, very good. All right. Would you like to address before I read the proclamation? All right. So we have the proclamation, Sexual Assault Awareness Month 2026. Whereas every 68 seconds, another person in the United States is sexually assaulted, and in Texas, 2 in 5 women and 1 in 5 men are victims of sexual assault, and in the fiscal year of 2025. Thriving Hearts Crisis Center rendered 552 services to 93 survivors of sexual violence and provided 94 hospitals accompaniments for sexual assault exams. Whereas most victims are sexually assaulted by someone they know, and only 10% of rapes are ever reported to law enforcement. Whereas it is appropriate to salute more than the 20 million victims who have survived sexual assault in the United States and the efforts of victims, volunteers, professionals who combat sexual assault. Whereas national and community organizations and private sector supporters should be recognized and applauded for their work in promoting the awareness about sexual assault. Whereas police, forensic workers, and prosecutors should be recognized and commended for their hard work and innovation strategies to increase the percentage of sexual assault cases that resolve in the prosecution and in incarceration of the offenders. Whereas sexual violence is a persistent and pervasive problem in our society, and one that requires attention year-round, and in order to foster healthy communities, all citizens must support the efforts to end sexual violence every month of the year. And whereas national and community organizations, businesses in the private sectors, and the media are urged through the National Sexual Assault Awareness of Sexual Violence and strategies to decrease the incident of sexual assault. I'm going to take a motion.
I move we approve the proclamation declaring April 2026 as National Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month.
Second.
Motion and second to declare the Sexual Assault Awareness Month of 2026. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Now therefore, we the undersigned do hereby proclaim the month of April as National Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month in Gonzales County, and ask all the citizens to observe this month by supporting the goals and the ideals of the victims and those who are working towards awareness and prevention, and by participating in community efforts. And it will be witnessed to this date of all of our signatures. Anything that, you good?
We just need a photo of.
Okay, we're gonna get that. I just didn't know if you wanted to say anything.
Oh,
I was gonna give you that opportunity.
thank you.
Hold it up. Right?
Yeah, let Lana sign it, and then Lana, I think, is Lana's on there?
Yes.
Sometimes they're there, so most of the time they're there. If you want to come on up. Thank you. She can come behind all of us there, back here.
Make it easier. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if you will, Liz will make a copy of that for us and then give you the original, okay? All right, we'll move to number 15. We'll have a presentation from Paul Hahn and Dawn Mahawkey. I always mess that up. With the Texas Animal Commission. Just a little brief on it. They have been coming here to Gonzales on a regular basis doing some of their research. I'm going to let them say more about it, but it has been an honor to have all of them here, and I've had the opportunity to associate and visit with them and tell them a little bit of history about Gonzales, and apparently they keep coming back. So I'm going to turn it over to y'all now. The floor is all yours.
Morning, Commissioner, Judge. My name is Paul Hahn. This is Don Hockey, as he said. We're here representing the Texas Animal Health Commission, and we appreciate y'all giving us a few minutes this morning. Over the past couple of years, Texas Animal Health has been working across the state, preparing for the potential threat of New World screwworms, along with other emerging animal issues. Through that work, we've spent quite a bit of time here in Gonzales County, and this county has been absolutely fantastic to work with. The support, the willingness to help, and the way this county has partnered with us has made a real difference. It's made our trainings better, and it's helped strengthen how we respond if we ever have to deal with one of these situations. So today, we just want to take a minute to recognize the leadership here, Judge Davis and Jimmy Harless, for that partnership. The proactive approach you all take and the emphasis you put on being prepared, it matters. That's the kind of leadership that helps us be ready and respond quickly and effectively, not just here, but across the entire state. Because of that, Gonzales County and Texas as a whole is in a better position to protect livestock, producers, and communities. So on behalf of the Texas Animal Health Commission, thank you. We truly appreciate the partnership. We've got a small token of our appreciation we'd like to present. It's not much, but it's just a reminder that what y'all are doing does make a difference. We really value working with y'all and look forward to continuing this relationship. If we could.
Yeah.
Let's see y'all. Jimmy, too.
No, come, y'all, Jimmy, get up here, and we'll take a picture on that. Y'all didn't have to do that.
I got one too, somebody did.
Well, you gotta get in here too, though. TK.
Thanks, y'all. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
We'll let you in the middle hold that.
Going like this.
There you go.
Perfect.
Who said that? I almost heard that.
Thank you. And we'd be happy to answer any questions.
And we greatly appreciate y'all being here as a state agency.
And I can give the update if you want.
Yeah, and we appreciate all of the work that y'all do, and I actually had the opportunity to be hands-on on some of the initial that they were here when they were baiting and catching these flies, and that stuff that they put out there is very non-rewarding. But they have actually caught a whole bunch of flies and such, and I know a lot of us here in Gonzales County, farmers and ranchers, do have a lot of questions on it. Have been to, we were at the deal, we got an update on it from the veterinarian that spoke to us. But Don, if you would, please.
This is the latest as of March 18th, 2026. Current number of active cases in Mexico, 1,190. Total cases in Mexico, 18,098. The closest active case, that's the distinction, is active cases is 149 miles from the border in Tamaulipas. At Moore Air Base, the sterile fly dispersal facility is open as of February, and the sterile fly production facility is now contracted with construction company and then expected to begin producing 100 million flies by 2027. Eventually, this location will produce 300 million sterile flies. Sterile fly drops began in South Texas at the end of January as a proactive and preventative measure measure to prevent New World screwworm from crossing our border. Over 43,000 suspicious flies have been trapped in USDA and Animal Health Commission maintained traps in Texas and submitted to NVSL. No flies, no New World screwworm flies have been detected. And then another thing that you'll be interested in as producers is the FDA continues to approve off-label use, extra label use for drugs to combat New World screwworm. And that can, everything I just mentioned can be found on the USDA website and probably at Animal Health Commission to some extent. So that's the latest, hot off the press as of the 18th. Do you have any specific questions?
So no more smear 67, right?
No more,
It's all Prometheans now,
no more,
please.
I wish we could get our hands on. I bet some old timer has some somewhere, but
I bet they do. I hate to see what it looks like
I know, it
now.
smells like, I think that wonder was bad, but no, I actually was down on, the trapping was originally on the border. And now it has moved internal in Texas, and I was actually down 2 weeks ago to participate in the trapping. And some of those traps are loaded, and the good news is they are releasing these sterile flies. And we have caught some of the sterile flies, and they're dyed so you can tell which ones are which. So the process is working. That lure we use draws them in, so we have confidence that if the New World fly is out there, we will be able to detect it.
Yeah. It's pretty neat because they had said in the school that the larva that they're sending here, or where they're hatching, they put a dye in it, and so that when they catch the fly, they know if it's sterile or non-sterile. So I thought that was just pretty remarkable.
And you can't tell until you get under the microscope. I don't know. You might like panic if you're standing there looking at the trap and you're picking that off and you're going, oh no.
Yeah.
But when you get it under the microscope, you can tell that's one of the ones we released. So, like I said, that's in several counties internal to Texas. And the distinction is that USDA was handling the traps while they were on the Mexican border. And now Texas Animal Health Commission has control of those trap lines.
Well, thank y'all very much, and we do appreciate all that you're doing for that. I know there's some of us in here that remember the screwworm back in the 70s. I'm being one of them, and that was one of the most nastiest, grossest things you could ever encounter with an animal, and especially the animals that you can't get your hands on. And we are very happy to be partners with y'all, and if there's anything that y'all need while you're here or whatever the case is, please let me know, any of the commissioners know, or Jimmy know, and y'all are welcome here anytime. But you did not have to do that, Ward, but it was extremely nice, and we will make sure that it is hung up in the courthouse.
We've taken a lot of advantage of it, but we really do.
But it's all right. It's all right.
One of our employees is moving here. When she retires, she says, I'm moving here. I love it. Appreciate y'all so much.
All right, we'll see y'all Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning.
8 o'clock.
Yes, be there. All right, so number 16, we'll have a presentation from Phil Vaughn with Armstrong, Vaughn and Associates, PC, rendering the county audit report. So Mr. Vaughn, it is all yours.
All right, thank you, Judge Court. I'll be brief here, but there is a one-page highlights that's tucked in your report where you can just listen to follow along. But our job here is to make sure that the annual report you have is accurate. So when you give it to the public or your new bondholders, that they know that a third party's looked at it and said these numbers are right. So we've done our due diligence, we've tested them, and we agreed this report's accurate. So we've given you a clean opinion. While we're doing that, if we come across anything that we think you're doing inappropriately or that you need to be improving upon, we'll bring that to your attention as a finding. We have no findings to report to you. So this year is as clean as it gets. If you hear nothing else, that would be the one thing that you should hear. Also on that report, there's a few numbers I just want to throw at you so you know how last year ended. But your general fund revenue was up because of the courthouse grant for here and for Lone Star, those two primary drivers. You also shifted some of your property taxes from road and bridge to general. That helped bolster the general fund a little bit. Your spending in the general fund was up because of this courthouse, that grant program, and because of the inmates that you had to ship to some other counties. That was an additional cost last year. But you did add to your reserves in the general fund in 2025. So your reserves ended at $9.8 million in the general fund, which is 7.2 months of your operating costs. That's a little less than it has been in the last couple of years, but it's still healthy from an operational perspective. You have big capital needs that wouldn't necessarily cover it, but it's healthy from keeping the lights on. Road and bridge, Because you took some taxes away from it, it did dip into its reserves a little bit. The costs were up about 5%. And so it ended all 4 precincts together at 8.6 million in the road and bridge, which is 18 months of its operating costs. So road and bridge needs a little bit more because you could have a disaster that takes out a road or a bridge. So it's hard to tell whether 18 months is good, but at least keeping the lights on and keeping your operations going, it's very healthy in the road and bridge. The only other 2 things I wanted to point out were, it's been a couple years since I've mentioned this, so I wanted to mention it again, but the revolving loan fund is still accumulating some cash. You have 2 outstanding loans in there that one of them's paying and one of them's not. But right now it's at about $720,000, counting the amount that you're owed and the cash that's in there. And the Texas Department of Agriculture is the one who originally gave you that grant to start the revolving loan fund. So you can use that to reinvest with other loans if you want to, or they've also told us that you can convert it into a grant from the county if you want to. So it's a CDBG grant opportunity. So if you have a project that you wanted to do that would beat that, if you get with Texas Department of Agriculture, you could spend the money on a project like that. The only other thing I wanted to point out was on your pension, I know you've been making some additional contributions for several years, trying to improve the financial condition of that, and it's gotten to the point where it's very well funded now. And so you've been contributing a flat 16% to it. When they come out this summer with your plan review, you might want to consider reducing it maybe towards the required rate instead of paying in additional. So you paid in about $200,000 more than you needed to last year, which isn't a problem. It helps buy down future rates, but you don't necessarily need to. So if you're in a budget constraint, you might look at reducing how much you contribute to the pension just to what they tell you to rather than putting in the extra. But those are my highlights. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Anybody have any questions? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll move to number 17, discuss with action nominating Ted Boyak to the South Central Texas Water Planning Group, Agricultural Regional L. And we have Mr. Boyak here today. I know that we had nominated him for the other board, but that didn't pan out. We have another one, and also I just wanted to touch base. Also, Senator Colehurst, I've talked to her several times. She's also sending a recommendation. Also, is supposed to be here. I don't know if I talked to her first this morning. She was sending it this morning, so we will actually attach that. If we approve this for you to go do it, we'll attach that to it for that. So your floor is yours.
Okay, very good, thank you. All right, I am Ted Boyak. I'm a landowner north of Welder. I've been here before. I attend a lot of the groundwater meetings and planning meetings that are going on through the state and of course also here locally. Yeah, I am requesting to be renominated. The court, the judge of the court were kind enough to nominate me before. This was for the counties category, Regional Planning Group. It's a 21 county group, the 21 county area, and this is where the big groundwater projects are born. It's all part of the state water planning process. And Gonzales County has really been under siege here by a lot of the big exporters. They now have permits over 70,000 acre-feet a year, and they have more projects they want. So the vast majority of the groundwater pump in Gonzales County isn't for locals. It's sent through pipe going to faraway places. And so there's computer modeling that shows that there's a lot of stress potentially in the future here. A lot of wells have gone dry and they have to be mitigated. And so I'm very active in the space, in the groundwater business. So I appreciate your support on another nomination, this time for the agriculture category. They had received 7 applications or nominations. Mine was one that was not selected, to be honest with you. Despite all of the effort, the support by this court and the judge and the Senator Colehurst and Representative Schoolcraft, all have submitted nominations in support. They have a very It's basically a club of exporters that run the state water planning process, including Region L. I just attended a groundwater management area meeting in Pleasanton the other day. Same thing's happening there. So we really need a defender. And anyway, I appreciate your continued support and always available for questions. Thank you.
All right, and we have voted on, we have a submission I need to sign that, needs to go in to that place along with Colkhurst.
Right.
All right,
And that has a deadline of this Thursday, the 26th.
right, correct.
Right.
And Colkhurst was aware of that too, so she was trying to get it. She said, when do you have court? I said, we have court this morning, so.
Right, and I've heard from Representative Schoolcraft's office, and they have submitted a letter
Okay.
of support, so I appreciate that.
Well, I move that we nominate Ted Borak to the South Central Texas Regional Water Planning Group for Region L.
Second that motion.
Motion and a second to nominate Ted Boriak to the South Central Texas Regional Water Planning Committee, Agriculture. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Good luck, Mr.
All right,
Boriak.
very good, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Once
Thank you
again.
very much.
Do you want to get a copy? You need a copy of that also, or
Oh, that would be great if you don't mind.
Liz will do that also. We'll have that original. Thank you, ma'am. Move to number 18, to consider, discuss, and take any action on subdivision applications. Take note of known exceptions. Consider any request for variance. And we have one, which is a good exception in precinct 2.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Brzezowski, did you have a chance to look at this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it if you don't.
I do not. It's pretty basic whether he owns a little over 43 acres, I believe,
Yes, sir.
and he's going to separate 4 acres out, retain that as a homestead site, and then sell the other as one large tract. No, I got no indications that the one that's the 34 acres being split off would be subdivided. Could be in the future, but as of right now, he's gonna sell the whole thing.
Well, I move we approve the subdivision application on the good property precinct 2.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second for the exception request, precinct 2 for good exception. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. 19, accept the 2025 certified annual compliance for the Chapter 381 Economic Development Program between BYK USA LLC and Gonzales County. You have anything on that? Or just, we do it every year.
I move we approve the 2025 certified annual compliance for Chapter 381 Economic Development Program between BYK USA LLC and County Gonzales.
Motion is second to accept the certified annual compliance, Chapter 381 Economic Development Program Agreement between BYK USA LLC and Gonzales County. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Move to number 20, discuss with action authorizing the Gonzales County Sheriff's Department to open up a new financial account with a financial institution for the deposited funds received under the 287G program for the Department of Homeland Security. There'll be a resolution be allowing GCSO to open an account for the 287 grant funds received.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. As y'all are aware, we're participating in that 287G program. And the federal government is going to reimburse the county for expenses incurred from doing that program. And so those funds can be used to purchase equipment and help cover the costs that we might incur. Looks like it could be a pretty substantial amount of money that will be coming our way. And so with Eddie's help, him and his office, county attorney's office, prepared an agreement that we submitted to court this morning that will allow us to establish an account. Our thoughts are, and kind of what's best in class, it appears, is by having an account. If they determine that they want to come in and do an audit, then all of the deposits and all of the expenditures all will be very easy for anybody to understand. Again, it's up to y'all how y'all would like to deposit the money, but it was our understanding that this is kind of best in class to put it in its own account. I know other agencies have done something very similar.
This is true, Judge. It's a federal government funding issue, and I know down the road in Nixon they've done the same thing. Right now, because the program is so new, it's really unknown what the reporting requirements are going to be. But typically, when you're dealing with federal money, they want it in an account. So it's my recommendation that we create an account just for that. It's going to make reporting so much easier. You can track of what comes in and what comes out.
Sean, you aware of this?
I mean, are you responsible for this account, or we for paying the bill? I don't know anything about this.
We could do it either way. You know, typically, obviously, everything has to go through your office as far as make sure that it's legal, making sure that it complies, making sure that we're doing everything, and then you'll need to audit it to make sure as well that you got documentation, all the receipts and that sort of thing shown. So, I mean, we could do it like we were doing the commissary and some of the other accounts if that's what y'all would prefer, or it could just be another account that y'all expend out of. I think the main thought was that if it's in its own account, then the auditing is going to be very simple for whether it's you or me or whoever's having to provide that.
And is it a reimbursable, or are we getting money up front, or?
Both. So there's going to be money coming up front just based upon the number of officers that we have.
Okay.
And then also there is a reimbursement component. If we want to submit our time, anytime a deputy's out doing these things, let's say we have to transport an illegal out of the county, they'll pay us mileage, they'll pay the deputy's time. We can submit all of that if we choose to do it that way. Yeah, I mean, there's a fair amount of money there. My thoughts were, my understanding is that just by getting signed up, just based on the number of deputies, there's going to be some money coming our way almost immediately. And it may be that there's enough there that it would more than cover any expenditures that we might incur having a deputy. Like the other day, we had someone, we had to take them to Bucky's. Well, we could ask for that in reimbursement, but again, it wasn't a whole lot of money. But if we have to do a lot more, then surely we're going to want to probably get reimbursement for that. So the county's not out, taxpayers here in Gonzales County are not picking up the tab for that.
Who's gonna sign off on this? Is we gonna have two signatures on it where your department will sign and maybe Shauna's department will sign? So how are y'all gonna work that? Is there any thought been put into that yet?
Depend if we're gonna be responsible, or if if it's gonna cover salaries and stuff, it probably needs to be.
Well, who's gonna sign the checks, I guess? I mean,
Yeah, I mean.
y'all will, the sheriff will?
That's, I guess we need to.
I think we need to leave it through the auditor's office,
I think so.
since it's a separate deal. And if y'all got time, I wish y'all would get with Shauna to familiarize her with this. I thought she was maybe aware of it, but apparently not, so.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier, especially if it's gonna be any kind of personnel salaries or anything being reimbursed. It'd probably be easier just going straight to us, but.
Well, I know that's the way that Eddie drew it, was that it would be a county account that you, but again, I didn't want to put something on your plate, you know, but.
The maintenance is going to be through the auditor's office, so.
And did you ask if it could be an interest-bearing account or not?
Yes, ma'am, it can.
Okay, good.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's for equipment and personnel, or what all?
Well, yes, sir. Yeah, equipment, software, you know, even training. I think it's pretty broad on what all they will reimburse and what all they would give the money for. Just for signing up, my understanding is it should be about $100,000 coming our way just for getting the plan going. And they've got a program very similar for the jail as well that would help cover costs in their jail.
And then when we get like into budget and stuff like that, do we account this money in our budget or plan for it, or is it one of those?
I mean, we can do it either way, but, I mean, there's only certain things that we can use it for, so we would need to, I think what we do say on the Senate Bill 22 is we provide y'all with what we would expect to spend the funds on, that sort of thing. Yes, sir. And that'd be very easily done. And I would expect we'll want to do it the same way that we have on some of the other stuff. We don't do it until we've received the funds, right? So once we've got the money in the account, then we figure out what to spend those funds on, right? So
Say you needed an additional vehicle.
Yes, sir.
And you're just trying to figure it into the game plan of what we're budgeting for.
Yes, sir. And vehicles, as I understand it, are absolutely, we can use those funds for our vehicles. Yes, sir.
We just approve this and let y'all need to work the logistics out basically, or,
Yeah.
then y'all want to come back to us with a program, or do we just approve it and?
Shauna, this is new to you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But however you would want to
Yeah, we
proceed.
can work it all out and come back with expenditures or whatever, kind of like we did, like they were saying, Senate Bill 22, we can,
So you want us, we approve this and then y'all will come back
Yes.
and tell us how we're gonna do it?
yeah.
Gotcha.
Is this short term, or is it for like,
I think the Senate bill is saying that the governor had it signed, that it's mandatory for the county. There's three of them. There's three that they do. So it's not like, oh, we're gonna do this or not. It's signed in Senate bill and passed legislation. They deny it.
It has to be done.
I mean, that's fine.
I think with the current administration, I think this is going to be in place for a bit, but 3 years, it could possibly go away. But right now, it appears that it's a focus, and they're putting some money behind it.
You said the city of Nixon's already got it going. Have y'all received funds and all that kind of stuff too?
So, there's two parts to this actually. The employee reimbursement for the ones that are assigned as TFO officers, that's a reimbursement. And then there's other funds that are sent for software.
Who's responsible for it, Darryl? Y'all already have this, it's already working in your,
I can't hear you down there. I'm sorry.
y'all already have this grant going on?
It's not a grant, it's funds that are sent.
Right, funds are sent. Now, who's responsible for that, getting you paid and doing that in your deal?
Talking about the government?
No, your in-house stuff. Who takes care of paying in your office? Is it your office that takes care of paying the bills, writing the checks?
Reimbursement, and they ran
Okay.
through payroll, yes, sir.
I was just curious.
And then, yes. And it's the same thing, we set this up, we set up by ordinance, or however you want to say it. Thank you. Resolution. That is yours. The reason why is because whenever we had opened accounts over the years, people come and go, and then you have these accounts, and you're sitting looking at the funds going, well, what is this for, what is that for? And you never want to commingle the funds that come to fund something. So that's the reason we opened a new account, and it's a lot easier to audit. Whenever they came in and audited, the city would have been audited, and everything's right there. Money in, money out.
Well, I move we approve item 20 as listed.
Second it.
Motion and second to approve item 20 as listed. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Number 21, discuss with action resolution authorizing the submission of an application for financial assistance to the Texas Water Development Board through HB House Bill 500, Water Supply and Infrastructure Water Grant, WSIG. We got some representatives here for that. What this is that this last legislative session, they sent some money out in order to assist with water improvements in the county, both infrastructure or whatever the case may be. And it's kind of like the one they had a while back where they give the money, but like the ambulance couldn't go out for it, they had to go through Commissioners Court. So this is kind of the same thing. Commissioners Court can give the authority for our local Gonzales County water supply to go out for these grants. We had a meeting a while back. We looked at some areas, and this is y'all have to agree with me, it's kind of a weird grant. I mean, because you got to already be pretty much shovel ready. So, which means you got to have the architect, you got to have all the help me out here, engineers and all this stuff that's looked at everything. Well, they had listed 4 or 5 projects that they had, but there was 2 that were at it that have already been pretty close to shovel ready, that according to Langford, who was also on the call, said that they would be able to do it. So the Commissioners Court of Gonzales, we can give them the authority, because we can't do it, but we give them the authority to do it. So that's basically where we're sitting at now. And I think, correct me, there's the Costwell and the BB, is that the ones that they were looking at in order to be able to utilize this money to assist the Gonzales County water supply and the folks that live in that area. There is, however, in the next legislative session, that's just a little bit off, where they're going to come back and there's going to be a lot of money available that maybe we can get some towards the Smiley and Nixon area where we need stuff. And I know right now we have that one going on that's on 283 that's extending their water lines now, and that's in the process of doing that. But do y'all have anything y'all want to say or add, or y'all sit here patiently for this whole deal? So
now I know they were working for timelines and deadlines. Did they ever get the deadlines worked out? The deadline for this grant information?
I think it was July. We have to have every July.
Yeah.
July.
And according to everybody, we're able to do that by that time.
I think we can get it going now. This is the next step, basically, to get us started.
Yeah, we have to do this, and then it gives them the authority, and then they can roll on it. So,
Well, I move we approve item 21 as listed.
Second.
had a motion and a second to approve item 21 as listed. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? All right. Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we move to number 22, discuss and approve the Americans with Disability ADA policy and procedure and the ADA transition plan as required by TxDOT. And this has been thorn in Whiskey's side, but
good morning, y'all. Just like we had to do with the TxDOT Title VI compliance, now they're making us do an ADA, American with Disabilities Act compliance, in order, just in case we ever need to get federal funding for any types of roads or anything like that. So now we have to become ADA compliant, which means we have to do a new policy, a new transition plan. We have to, I sent y'all an email about make sure y'all signages were reflected and such. It's little stuff like that that we have to do. Come April next month, they're gonna send me a thing, where we have to send a good faith letter showing that we are trying to get this done. And then we have until November 1st to actually be compliant on everything. I think we're going to be. The only thing that I've been talking to Amy about is the website, and we're working on that as well to get that compliant. So that will be compliant probably next year. What I've given y'all is the ADA policy and the transition plan that I need y'all to approve and sign the attachments in the back if y'all are willing to do that. That way I can get them to TxDOT to become halfway compliant with what they're wanting. They want to make sure our roads, our signages are compliant, our buildings are compliant, our website's compliant. our bathrooms are compliant, our handicap ramps are compliant.
It's insane.
It's a lot. And Eddie's helping me, he transcribed everything into Spanish for me that I needed to transcribe. So you have to have that also transcribed into Spanish. So he's helping with that. Thank you very much for doing that, as busy as he is. So.
You know, it's fine and dandy on this too, and they give you examples to look at Harris County. Well, you know, we're not Harris County. We're a lot smaller than that, and we don't have the funds, the resources, and everything everybody else has. So she has been working diligently and hard on this, and it's a pain. We're going to have to get it done. We may not be exactly where we need to be, but we're going to be.
The only thing, guys, I was talking to Amy, she's trying really, really hard to get Sarah, and y'all can say that later, Sarah compliant, which is our website. Amy's working very hard on that for me also. That's probably going to be next year, more than likely, and I'm going to explain that to TxDOT that we're going to wait till October. I'm going to ask y'all for funds to get this going, and then just tell them it's going to be sometime next year. If they don't like it, it is what it is. I told them we don't have the money right now to try to get everything done. And then Sarah has all these other counties to do also, so we're kind of in line with all the other counties to get compliant. We're not the only county having problems with this with TxDOT. Every county I've talked to is having problems with this. So the money that they want is just ridiculous, how much it's going to cost to try to get all this stuff done. This is for federal granting.
Well, I move we approve item 22 and to approve the Americans with Disabilities ADA policy and procedure and the ADA transition plan is required by our friends TxDOT.
Second motion.
There is, on the attachments, there's some stuff that y'all need to sign, plus the transition plan, if y'all sign that also for me, before we leave today.
All right.
Thank y'all very much.
You want to hold on to that so
Yes, sir.
you can get us after this court and you can grab us the
Thank
calendar.
you.
If you need any pointers, ask him.
Yeah, I got you.
There you go,
So-
thank y'all.
So we have a motion, and we have a second. Yeah, we got a motion and a second to approve the American with Disabilities ADA policy and procedure and the ADA transition plan as required by our friends TxDOT. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. 23, discuss with possible action appointing Cody Mikolinka and interim Mikolinka, I always like to call him the other, but anyway. Interim Justice of the Peace for Precinct 3 effective to be April the 7th of 2026. As I know pretty much everybody may know, Jesse at the last minute has decided that he's gonna hang up the gavel and all that stuff. So he initially didn't really say, but I think he's actually come out and it's officially said that it is going to be on the 7th of April.
He's actually going to retire the 6th, and so Cody will start the 7th.
Yeah.
If y'all approve it, yes.
Yeah, and then we're going to have an opening for the Justice of the Precinct as an interim. So I know that Cody has won the election. He will be there January 1. So in my opinion, I know that it would make sense that if he's going to be there and there's nobody else that is interested in it for interim, because you're only going to be there a few months, the only thing would be to appoint Cody as interim on April the 7th. Y'all's thoughts?
That makes sense.
And I know I have to give Cody that he's already, he's been with me on stuff since he's won the election, been magistrating and learning that. I don't think that he's going to be able to go to any schools till probably January though. But between the JPs here, Daryl and Deidre and myself, we can coach him through it till he gets there. But he's been very willing and already started on doing everything. He's had, I guess the day that we magistrated, we had a little bit of everything that one day. And then he's had the opportunity to be, of course, through law enforcement, he did it too, but from the EDs, we've done a little bit of that. So anything that I've got going, I'm going to bring him in so that he can understand that. So that's where we stand.
has anything, I move we approve appointing Cody McGlinka as interim JP, precinct 3, effective April 7th, 2026.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second appointing Cody to the interim JP3 effective April the 7th. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And then we'll get you sworn in on the 7th early, and then if you got any questions, call Judge Becker. All right. We'll move to number 24, discuss and possible action to authorize the transfer of 80 hours of accrued sick leave for our juvenile probation officer and to remove the new hire waiting period as administratively correction to align her leave with the previously approved carryover of vacation and longevity following the dissolution of the Tri-County Juvenile Probation Department. Basically what this is Maggie Gaitan, when she, and we inherited our two, and Tricia Becker, the juvenile probation. We transferred the vacation and all of that stuff, but apparently we didn't make note to send her any sick leave, so she had accrued more than that, but they had requested us to transfer the 80 hours. Been here how long now, Maggie? Under the new position?
Under the new position, going on 17 altogether with the county 25.
Yeah, but in the new position,
9/20/25.
yeah, so anyway, she had a sick day the other day and we had not did it, but I think we need to move those 80 hours because we just kind of, I think to me it was an oversight of the court that I was just under the assumption that we'd done it. But she's worked for us for 17 years, and I mean, this is something that they were forced in by the district judges. We didn't have anything to do with it. But we did inherit two great employees, so that's where we stand.
She will be getting her 51 hours?
That's 51.880, come this next payroll for sick, and then she'll be getting the 43.12, I believe, for vacation this next pay period also.
I move we approve item 24 as listed.
Second it.
All right, motion and a second to approve number 24 is listed. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Oh, come on. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your service. 25, discuss with action service agreement for the county website upgrade.
So I don't have copies up there, but we have a service agreement that we need to sign and submit to Sierra. It's not urgent, but we need to get it started so we can get everything rolling. And then they have 3 options for our website template that we need to decide what we want to use. And we can use any of the 3. So the Lone Star template is one for small counties. It has fewer pages. We can customize these, however, it has like the calendar of events, everything on the home page. All the information up front. Information, links, and resources. This is just one basic.
Now, on this, Amy, I know we've had, how do I say it, questions of folks wanting to know why we're going with a Texas Association of Counties. There's some, you know what I'm referring to, and so does Eddie and Kristen. And, you know, initially it was like the 15,000 or whatever of what it was. That would be the initial if we did it, but we do have the opportunity to, between now and then, to get this down page-wise in order to lessen the amount that we would have to pay. Would you touch base on that, just to put it out into the wild blue yonder, so
So
that?
just to clarify, what we're going to with the new website format, it will increase our annual hosting fee, which it will be $9,500. And the migration fee, right now we sit at $15,950, but we can take our page count down below 50, which will put us at $8,950 for migration. So, and that's easily attainable. Sarah's gonna work with us to help us do that so we don't lose anything. But we do have a lot of dead space out there, so to speak, that we can clean up and get the page count down without a problem. So we would have the $9,500 recurring annual website fee that does not start until next year. And then the migration fee of the $8,950, which we put off until October. We won't do that until October or November at the end of the year in our new budget.
And we get our pages down, once we get initiated rolling, then we can increase our pages and it doesn't cost anything, correct?
Correct.
So I just wanted to make sure that that's out and noted to understand that.
Once we migrate and once we go to the new format, then we can have as many pages as.
And another thing, just for the people in the county that have put us into office here, that one thing that we got to realize is, I lost my train of thought here. We don't have a full-time IT for our website, so that's one thing that we don't purchase or have a in-hire. The thing about the Texas Association of Counties is they do have that, so if something's wrong with the server or anything that happens, we can make a phone call, that's all covered and everything. And the reason I'm going with this, some people think that we can get an internet provider cheaper, but the thing about it is you get that, it's set up, they're gone, we're stuck with it. And, you know, I'm not maintaining it. I do good enough to turn the computer on, much less anything else. So.
Because we don't have IT on site. I mean, we do have an IT service, but they don't handle our website. They, you know, so without having that on site, we don't have anybody, and we kind of just depended on Shauna's held it for years with the website. Different department heads have, you know, control over their part of it or whatever, and so we just kind of tag teamed on it for a while, and that's why using Sierra, they are the backbone, they do all of the back end stuff and keep it, you know, and give us the opportunity to have a really nice website now it's ADA compliant, it's user friendly, you know, it looks, and before I made a comment that we didn't have a choice. What I meant by is that because we use Sierra, they are phasing out our current package, like so, to go to this next package. And we have paid the bare minimum for years.
Yeah, nothing.
And with
$1,500, right?
Yes, and with the advancement of technology and all of the things that we are now required to have, ADA compliant, such things, that technology is more expensive, therefore, we're gonna have to pay more money. So, yeah, now we just need to decide what format we're gonna have. And I can send this out to all the department heads too, to get their opinions, but.
So they just kind of give y'all a rundown of what's going on. I mean,
You can contact.
Auditor, do you have anything to add to that or anything? I know you know everything that's going on. But you gotta look out what's best for the county, and I want anything that, even if you have to pay just a little bit for it, to make sure that it is gonna be up and running when we need it. Plus, they do this throughout the county for a living, and we're not the only county that goes through this, because TAC does an extreme amount for us as elected individuals, training and all, and it's a benefit to everybody, and being a member of Texas Association of Counties is a good deal, so.
They are very helpful with the website. If you have problems, they
Yeah.
get it right away, get it finished.
One thing you don't want is to not be ADA compliant.
Yeah.
Because the
That's your fault.
consequences of that is pretty severe.
Yeah. And as opposed to an individual, I mean, they're gonna know exactly what they need because of it being a state office or a county office or a governmental office, so.
The county staff found that Sarah is the best coming as ADA compliant. They are the best at getting our website going, and just speaking from the ADA side of it, they are the best at what they do at that, and they will have us ADA compliant once we get going on this.
Any questions, gentlemen?
And will this do every department, every, the whole county, everything that we have out there in the wide world, with west?
And it's very, from what I've seen so far, it's very user-friendly. And compared to what we've been having to do in the background to implement stuff, this is very, very simple, very like point-and-click type of, it's, what we have currently is almost archaic.
I know I mentioned that before, but Greg's going to attend the school in a couple of months on the web-based GIS formatting on the mapping. So we have that GIS technology now. So we'll be able to do some interactive maps. We can check floodplain, you can check roads, you can check precincts. Hopefully we'll get with Gwen and voting stuff on it in the future. So we're excited that this is going to happen because we can take some of that on our page and help the general public be able to go to that website, click on information, and find out that information.
Thank you.
Technology.
So as far as the service agreement for the county website upgrade, what do y'all want to do?
I'll make a motion, we upgrade the county
Second.
website.
All right, had a motion and a second to upgrade the county website, and I guess this is through the SIRA
Service agreement.
service agreement.
Kristen's already reviewed it.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Commissioner State?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second and motion. All in favor? All right. And we got the signatures. I didn't forget. Maybe I kind of forgot, but I remembered.